Today I'm going to be doing a review on brake pedal tips. Pretty easy to smash these things out on the trail, break them, mangle them. And so I've got a few different options that I've tried out to see what I think is best. This is a stock one. They got pretty bent up and mangled on the trail. This is a stock one off of a KTM 300, this year's model. This is the Enduro Engineering brake pedal tip. I tried this one out. This one has got quite a bit of meat to bite your boot, and it's significantly larger than stock, but in my opinion it was just too big. I was catching my toe on it and just coming into a corner braking hard, and man, I would catch my toe in places where I didn't want to catch it when I was going straight down the trail, and man, it just ended up not being a great option for me. But the stock one is just way too small. I felt as if I was missing my brake a lot, and you can see it's significantly smaller. This one is the Tusk brake pedal tip. I actually really like this one. I thought this was a pretty good option for price and whatnot. The only gripe that I have with this one is that it's actually not even that far into it. It's actually started to smooth out, and the grooves have lost the bite on your boot. So when you're coming in to really grab the brake and catch it, I feel like my toe is oftentimes slipped right off that. These ones that are a little bit further in that haven't been touched by the edge of your boot, man, these things just grab your boot. But once this starts to get rounded off and smooth, it really has a hard time biting your boot. But it's a really great option. Much larger, bigger platform than stock. And it also has the two different options as to where you can move it forward or back. I like it back just a little bit. Just gives my toe a little bit easier option to catch it. But you can see the difference in stock size there. Quite a bit different when you're really just trying to catch your toe on the edge. Really like that Tusk. I think it's a great price point. It's my second one. Had one of my KTM 300 6 days 2017 before, and rode it for quite a long time, but same thing happened that one. It starts to really get dull and you just can't grab it as much. I took the stock one off of this bike and put it on the TX 300. It's a little bit bigger. I'll have some video on that as well, but I really feel like that was just a better option. Just a little bit bigger. In fact, out of all of them, the stock small one, the Enduro Engineering, a lot bigger one with much more bite, and then this one here we've got as well that I'll be talking about. But I really like the stock size on the FX 350. I feel like that you can take that one off any bike and put it on a 2-stroke, 4-stroke, and I think it would be a lot better option for you if you're just having a hard time catching your toe on this one. This one's just so small. I don't know why KTM and Husqvarna made them so small. It's really hard to find them with your toe. And I've got big feet, and I was still having a hard time. I've got size 11, so a big clunky boot, and I was just having a hard time finding either one of these. My toe was missing. I had to come into a corner to grab the brakes, and boom, just couldn't find the brake. So then I tried that Tusk one, really liked it until it started to get dull. After that, I tried the Enduro Engineering one, and man, this one is just massive. It's just, in my opinion, too big, especially if you have boots that have a metal toe. I ride a few different style boots, but man, the metal toe ones just catch this. I wish I could get you to understand how much bigger that is even than the Tusk one. I mean, it is just a big brake tip. It actually has adjustability as well, so you can come forward and back, but it just sticks out there so far that it's just easy to touch it when you're not wanting to touch it. Might be a good option for people with smaller feet, but I just come to find that I was catching it and not liking it quite as much. But on to the final one. This one is absolutely amazing. The reason I did this video is because I was getting some questions from people asking in my previous video where I got this brake tip. And I'll tell you, man, this is an incredible brake tip. If you're riding in the rocks, roots, gnarly technical stuff, and you're just gonna be bumping into stuff and potential to break your brake tip off, man, I'll tell you what, this thing is, in my opinion, so far indestructible. I've actually smacked it pretty good a few times, and I even heard it one time kind of come up. But man, this thing is amazing. I can't say enough good things about it. Just a really, really killer brake tip. People were asking where I got it from. Yeah, I got it from the Ride Shop. Shop out of Arizona, the rideshopaz.com. These guys are awesome. The brake tip, I believe, was $58.99, $60. And man, pretty awesome tip. If you hold on to the receipt, I believe it has a lifetime warranty. And this thing is awesome. It's even got the little Allen tips to where you can really get some bite on your boot. Just a really, really killer brake tip design. Lifetime warranty. Has adjustability to go forward or come back depending on your boot size. Just to give you an idea of the size of it, this is the stock one that comes on the KTM. The one that came on the FX 350 that I put on the TX was a little bit more true to size. This one, not quite as big. The platform wasn't as big, but you get an idea that quite a bit of size difference there. Pretty easy to miss this one with your foot when you really come into a corner and need to hit that brake. And then, of course, you put on that Enduro Engineering giant that I feel like is just too big, man. That thing just hangs out there and just really easy to hit your brake when you're not wanting to. But that thing is pretty dang tough as well, but just quite a bit, sticks out quite a bit further. Almost a whole finger does it stick out further. But yeah, just want to let people know where I got this guy at. The Ride Shop AZ. Seem like pretty nice guys down there. Awesome stuff they do with suspension and whatnot, but they also have some hard parts as well. So pretty cool brake tip. Come into some rock garden and just boom, smack that guy right up and just bam. And you can see where I have smacked it a couple times here. Anyhow, hope that helps. If you have any questions, do let me know. Hope you have a great day. This is what my bike looks like after the Corks race. Kind of ashamed that I haven't washed it yet, but wow, it got pretty dirty, and yeah, it got some use on it for sure. Anyhow, the reason I'm pulling the camera out is to do a review on brake pedals, the brake tip. Been trying some different brake tips out, and kind of found a couple that I really like. I'm gonna kind of show you some comparison. So this one is not the stock one off of this bike. This is actually the stock brake tip off of my Husqvarna FX 350. It's actually quite a bit bigger than the stock one. That is what the stock one looks like. Quite a size comparison when you get them next to each other. Sticks out quite a bit, and I actually really like the little bit bigger one. Catches the toe a little bit easier compared to this one. If you know anything about brake tips, real easy to bend them and mangle them, catch them on rocks, and so it's kind of interesting to try out some different ones. I also tried out this Enduro Engineering one. This is one massive brake tip. You can scoot it back, you can scoot it forward, but comparatively to even the stock FX 351, it is quite a bit bigger. It's a really big brake tip, almost too big. I was actually catching my toe on it quite a bit with my boot when I was riding it, so I took it off. But boy, it has some really sharp big teeth on it. But comparatively to the stock one, if you put that on your bike, you're gonna see quite a difference. And I was catching my toe on that one, not wanting to, kind of coming into a corner, grabbing the brake, and my toe was just catching that and really kind of driving me nuts. And so I took that one off. That one was bent up. That one's the stock one for the TX, and then I put this FX one on in place because I put something else on the FX, which I'll show you in just a little bit, but gonna do a review on which one I think is the best.